This video, we're gonna break down one exercise that's shown to be 98% curative for all shoulder impingement issues. Let's go! So what that exercise is very simple. It is called hanging. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hang for a total of 90 seconds each day. So all you need is a pull-up bar. And the way we're gonna do it is you're just gonna reach up overhead and get yourself a stool or something so you can ease into the hanging position. If hanging like this is too much for you to start with, you could even get yourself on the edge of a chair or anything and just lean forward and slowly bring yourself into that overhead range of motion position with the shoulders or shoulder flexion. So make sure you're not having any pain with hanging. If you are able to hang, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up and you're gonna start off. I want you to really focus on keeping the ribs slightly tucked down towards the hips while you're doing so. So you're not gonna be exacerbating this overextended hyperlordotic position the whole entire time. We're trying to actually recapture full functional range of motion of the shoulders while maintaining stability and support through the midsection. So you're gonna tuck the ribs slightly up towards or down towards the hips. You can point the toes, make it pretty. A tight body is a light body. This is something that people might say in certain gymnastic circles. And you're just gonna hold this position. You have to be here for 30 seconds at a time. You just wanna do this for a total of 90 seconds throughout the day. So any way that works for you. After your hanging protocol, next thing that you can lean into would be some mobility work using resistance bands. So what you're gonna do is grab yourself a resistance band, hang that up around shoulder position. You're gonna bring that little mofo around the shoulder, step yourself forward like so, and from here, you're gonna be in a lunging position, nice long spine, ribs still slightly tucked down towards the hips, length through the neck, and just allow this shoulder to drop, and you get a few swings here of the shoulder. We get a lot of tension, bunching up around the clavicle and the trap and all this stuff in here. So just let it just start to relax. You're gonna get a big exhalation. Actively reach the hand down to the ground, rotate medially, externally, and then you can start to play. Once you feel like you've decompressed that space, you can start to play with thumb facing up towards the ceiling, reaching yourself up overhead, and then back down. As you come back down into shoulder extension, you're gonna rotate the thumb medially or inward, come back behind the body like so. Then you can turn the head off to the right. Same thing, really get deep into that medial rotation of the shoulder, get deep into that right rotation of the neck, keep the torso stacked the whole time, and then come back up into that same position. And already I notice a bit of a clearing in the shoulder girdle, which is fantastic. You can also bring that band directly over the trap and then bring yourself hinge forward, more parallel with the ground. So now I'm working on more of a depressive force on the shoulder, and then I'm reaching that arm up overhead. Again, same thing, medial rotation. As I go back, external rotation, boop, thumb, hitchhiking up to the ceiling as I go up. That's the mobility portion. Then we're gonna move into a little integration. Integration being a fluffy word for engagement. So what we're gonna do is we're going to bring our hand around, grabbing a resistance band using the red band from the strength kit, the alignment kit presently. Use whatever works for you. The yellow one would be a little bit lighter, that could be even better. We're gonna go through a few ranges of motion. So the first thing we're gonna play with is you're gonna play with scapular protraction. So pull yourself away from the door or the pole, whatever, creates a tension band, and you're going to draw the scapula, the shoulder, back without bending the elbow. Boom, boom. Keep the ribs tucked the whole entire time, and feel that scapula going towards the midline or towards the spine. So it's going out and then in, out, and you're gonna go through that about 12 to 15 repetitions and just working on drawing that musculature around medial trap, around the rhomboids, all that business that pulls that scapula back. Now from here, you can go right into a new position. You're gonna go back into exploring deeper into that extension position of the shoulder. So you're gonna bring the thumb facing down, boom, immediately rotated, and draw that guy back. Keep the ribs tucked, and then forward. Inhale on the way up, and then exhale. You're gonna do 12 to 15 reps of all these. And you're really feeling all those muscles in the posterior side of the shoulder girdle engaging at the end of this range. Boom. So going through 12 to 15 reps, keeping the ribs tucked down towards the hips the whole entire time. And now we're gonna play with going up overhead into external rotation while also drawing that scapula back. And so it's gonna look like this, going back, boom, forward, boom, forward. Something you can play with to make this even a little bit more dynamic is you could actually grab the clavicle, being this little bone in the front of your chest here, and reach your hands down in front of the clavicle. And you're gonna do a little pin and stretch type technique with that. So you're pinning the clavicle down while you're going through that range of motion, that external rotation range of motion. And you're just helping that clavicle to be able to glide a bit as you go through that full range of motion with the shoulder. You could also play with holding this position back, stay in this position for a little bit, about 5 seconds or so, and slowly draw yourself forward. So same thing, 12 to 15 repetitions of that. The last one that I want to tinker with is we're going to go deep into shoulder adduction to the point that we're actually going behind the back. So ribs staying tucked down towards the hips, thumb facing inward once again, and you're going to actually draw that band behind the back. And you're really starting to, again, feel the lats and feel all the muscles in that posterior side of the shoulder girdle really starting to engage. A lot of muscles that have been probably inhibited for a lot of people for a very long time. You can feels almost like electricity back in that back side of the shoulder girdle, which is a very gratifying sensation. You can hold this sensation, you can hold this contraction, hold that back there for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then take a breath in and follow that breathing pattern, breathe in. And that is it, 12 to 15 repetitions of those integration exercises. Run through the mobility exercises, just those 2 for about 30 seconds to a minute or so. And then 90 seconds total of hanging each day. Tinker with this for 1 week and see how that works out for you. The original protocol of this comes from a fellow called Dr. John Kirsch. He was an orthopedic surgeon who wrote a book called Shoulder Pain, and his suggestion was that 98% of his patients that were coming to see him for shoulder impingement syndrome, that they were gonna undergo surgery, were healed entirely of their shoulder pain just through going a very simple hanging protocol. I also have this in my book, The Align Method. There's a whole entire chapter about it, all about the value of hanging. And if you guys are interested in going deeper into this, we also have this 6-week Align Method online program where we go deep into not just shoulder mobility, but range of motion through the whole body. So that is it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Leave us comments below, and I'll see you soon.